So in this week, we're going to look at the JPY pairs. As you can see, I have them marked here. So I always analyze what will happen, not what has already happened. So this is how we're going to trade this week if we get the possible confirmation. So let me break it down, starting with GBPJPY. So if you study this, you realize that this candle here is what we call our price difference candle, this one. So from this candle, we have the price difference area. It's around here. So this is where we know now the resistance is going to be formed. And when price reaches here, we get a confirmation. We shall be able to look for sales, meaning JPY strength. So once you have this area marked, we can now come to a lower time frame, beginning to see how it aligns with structure. So you can see clearly here from this same area here, there is an area of supply here. So that validates our point of interest. And then, of course, you need to know that there are highs here in the weekly, which will also act as our resistance. So when I just switch to the smallest time frame possible, which is our 4-hourly, you can clearly see how GBPJPY is actually aligning here. So what we want to do now is wait for a confirmations. So this is the area in which we're going to look for patterns. If you see that pattern like that, then we can take a sell to the downside. So that's what we want to see. And let's see how it plays out next week. But let me just give you one more JPY pair that you can be able to also relate with. So going on to another JPY pair, you can clearly see here, we have a CHF JPY, which is also looking like it is going to sell. So what you need to understand is here, let me just break this down for you. If you observe this pattern here at the all-time highs, this is where the market actually changed. Okay, so we had this wedge, and then once it was broken by this strong price difference candle, this one here, this is where the market actually changed and all the way went down. So now price is returning into this area here. That is also our next resistance area. So what we need to do now is to be able to wait for price to possibly come into this or react based on these other highs here. So again, you don't need to jump in until you get a good confirmation here for a possible double top, a head and shoulder. That is what then we can be able to trade. And then finally, adding on to one more JPY pair, you can clearly see how they are aligning. Let me just not break it down into detail. So already have this area. You can see prices approaching the highs. So this week, we are definitely going to wait for opportunities that will unveil themselves on the JPY pairs, especially the strength. We want to trade the JPY strength. So you can scroll on to the rest of the JPY pairs and see how exactly aligned they are. This is as simple as it gets. We have market approaching resistance or highs. Okay, we have market approaching those highs. We have market approaching those highs. So all we have to do is to wait for confirmation, and then we can have the sells.